Good morning. It is Wednesday, November 13th, and today is the memorial of St. Francis Xavier Cabrini. This is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. Coming up, a new study says parenting is dangerous. What does that even mean? But first, this news. NewsNation and Decision Desk HQ have called that the majority of the House will be in Republican control for the next 2 years. Here's Joe Khalil.
The hope is that on day one, they would be able to pass certain things in the House and immediately send them over to the Republican-controlled Senate. The issue is going to be that House Republicans' majority is so slim, and you already talked about Stefanik and Waltz, when they're plucked from this House, 2 more vacancies, what that means. The slim majority means they're going to need to basically bat a perfect game, or pitch a perfect game, rather, with everyone in their conference. And we know this conference has not always been united.
The House was called yesterday with incumbent Arizona Representative Juan Ciscomani winning his reelection. Michigan lawmakers are considering bail reform. A proposed bill package would make bail more affordable for people awaiting trial and was discussed yesterday during the House Committee on Criminal Justice. Proponents believe the proposal promotes racial and economic equity by limiting cash bail. Some believe Michigan's current pretrial system overcrowds state facilities and creates tax burdens for residents. University of Michigan faculty passed several resolutions this week accusing the Board of Regents of silencing free speech. The university's faculty senate called to censure the board and also accused them of doing too little to address gender-based violence. The vote followed a Board of Regents decision to prevent some officials from publicly taking a stand on political or social issues unless they're related to the governance of the university. The university spokesperson says the board will take the censure and resolutions under advisement. 9 guns have been intercepted at Detroit Metro Airport in the past 30 days. That's according to a report from the TSA, which says the latest incident happened last week. TSA officials also say that a total of 55 guns have been intercepted at Detroit Metro Airport so far this year. As the busy holiday season approaches, TSA officials remind travelers to check their suitcases before packing to ensure they aren't inadvertently bringing any prohibited items. And it will soon be legal for Detroit residents to have chickens, ducks, and bees. After the city council amended its ordinance, residents will be allowed to have these animals as long as they follow regulations, such as appropriate shelters and have proper health documentation. The new law will take effect on January 31st. You're listening to your local news here on Ave Maria Radio, right here on Michigan Mornings. Your local weather is coming up next. Now this.
Persecution around the world has manifested itself through the centuries, but it is worse today than ever before. Aid to the Church in Need and its donors have been there to help since 1947, never abandoning the Church or her most vulnerable children. Will you stand up for your faith and accompany our brothers and sisters on their spiritual journey? Visit churchinneed.org. churchinneed.org.
We're going to have mostly sunny skies today in Detroit, and our high will reach 53. Tonight we'll have some rain in the early morning hours, and lows will dip to 43. It'll be rainy for most of tomorrow until about 7 p.m. with highs around 50. Friday will be mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid-50s. Saturday will be mostly sunny with highs in the mid-50s. Right now in Detroit, it is 42 with fair skies. You're listening to Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio. We're going to have mostly sunny skies today in Saginaw, and our high will reach 52. Tonight we'll have some rain in the early morning hours, and lows will dip to 42. It'll be rainy for most of tomorrow until about 7 p.m. with highs around 46. Friday will be mostly cloudy with temperatures in the mid-50s. Saturday will be mostly sunny with highs in the mid-50s. Right now in Saginaw, it is 30 with fair skies. You're listening to Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio. A recent Surgeon General report claimed that parenting is dangerous for one's health. Kimberly Ells, author of The Invincible Family, discussed the report with Dr. Marcus Peter.
Right. I think a lot of people who see this headline that, the U.S. Surgeon General has issued an advisory about how dangerous parenting is are chuckling. On the other hand, it's concerning because it's real. This is an actual advisory that's been put out by a major government agency. And as you say, everyone who's been a parent understands that, yes, indeed, it is stressful, at times very stressful, but our children did not create the problem, and there are solutions other than big government, and so it's something that we have to look very closely at and take seriously, even though it seems, some might think it was a Babylon Bee or a joke at first, but it isn't.
It does seem like something Babylon Bee would have cooked up, but it's not. Okay, so going back to what you said, because I think you touched on something crucial there, which is these are the things that they name as causes for this, the great public health emergency or issue. Financial strain, economic instability, time demands, concerns over the children's health and safety, parental isolation and loneliness, difficulty managing technology, social media, cultural pressures. Nowhere here do we see that the problem is inherently the children. All of these are either external factors or interior to the parents. I think this speaks to the fact that we ought to rethink parenting and reclaim that notion that it takes faith, it takes community, it takes the church and the world to aid in the upbringing of marriage and the family.
Absolutely. And all those things that are listed in the advisory are real stresses of parenting, yet that they are all things that need to be dealt with. But the thing is, God has made us equal to the task of dealing with parenting. And part of the problem, I feel like, is that as religiosity has gone down, as church participation has gone down across the board, that we've limited ourselves from the community that church provides.
Ave Maria in the Afternoon with Dr. Marcus Peter is on weekdays at 4 p.m. here on Ave Maria Radio. Pope Pius XII says, in the face of endless cares and anxieties of life, St. Frances Xavier Cabrini never let anything turn her aside from striving and aiming to please God. I'm Matthew Handley. That does it for this edition of Michigan Mornings on a Wednesday. Lord willing, I will talk to you again tomorrow. And until then, goodbye.